Imagine you're at a Japanese hot spring, also known as an onsen. You see the steam rising and you can smell the woody scent from the cypress trees. And it is as quiet as a big mountain range. The Japanese hot spring, also known as an onsen, is a tradition that dates back nearly 1300 years. One reason you should care about Japanese hot springs or onsen is that they can actually help with extreme tiredness. In our fast-moving world, we often look for quick ways to make us feel better, such as unhealthy energy drinks. In Japan, they practice a tradition that has stood around for countless years and has proved effective for a very long time. Japanese hot springs or onsen aren't just a different way of taking a bath. They show us how a culture can stay healthy and perform well economically at the same time. As a finance major who values both the physical disciplines of boxing and the academic rigor of accounting, I've analyzed 4 peer-reviewed studies and sources that show the historical texts to understand how this ancient practice fuels a modern global economy. The Japanese onsen is a very important aspect of Japanese culture because of its scientifically proven health benefits, its deep-rooted social rituals, and its role as a massive economic engine for rural environments in Japan. First, we'll examine the thermal healing that hot springs generate to help your body. Second, we'll walk through the essential aspects of intercultural etiquette of the bath. And finally, we'll analyze the Hot Springs Plus economic model that sustains the Japanese countryside. In Japan, hot springs are categorized as national health resorts because the water is chemically different from what comes out of your tap. According to a 2015 study by Jiang Liang and colleagues published in PLOS One, carbonate ions enriched water specifically from the Nagano region have significantly promotions to skin wound healing and increased blood vessel density compared to regular hot water. This isn't just about relaxation, it's about real physical recovery. The study proved that these minerals provide superior thermal insulation, keeping the body's core temperature elevated much longer than a standard bath. Historically, this medicinal value was so recognized that during the Japan's Warring States period in the 1500s, as noted by Gaetano Madai in the Whole Earth Review, these springs were used as a primary treatment for wounded soldiers to recover from the afflictions of the spirit and the body. To understand the onsen, you must understand its spiritual roots. Gaetano Madai further explains that until the 17th century, it was actually the Buddhist temples that provided bathing facilities, linking physical cleanliness directly to the spiritual purity. Because of this, there are strict social rules that must be kept for this communal space, such as the pre-wash. You must scrub your body completely before entering the bath. Then there's a sacred environment. Imagine the texture of the hinoki or cypress wood mentioned in Maida's research. When the steam of the onsen hits the wood, it releases a captivating aroma that fills the air, creating a sense of mindfulness. In a traditional onsen, clothes are not allowed to maintain the purity of the water. For a foreigner, this can be very uncomfortable, but the bath acts as a covering, offering a form of communal therapy that Western psychology often cannot replicate. As a finance student, I find the most impressive part of this industry to be its impact on common prosperity in rural areas. Research by Nagai Madai and the team of economics in 2022 reveals that the thermal and mineral spring sector is a $56.2 billion global market. In Japan alone, there are nearly 3,000 hot spring resorts that serve as the main way small towns earn a living. Furthermore, a 2023 article in the journal Sustainability by Lihao Liu describes a Hot Springs Plus model. This is where villages transform from simple agricultural to high-end service industries, integrating bathe with sports and tourism to combat Japan's aging population. This is a perfect example of specialization in the market. These towns are not trying to compete with Tokyo's giant industries. Instead, they're investing in what makes them unique, creating a strong tourism system where visitors stay longer and spend more time in the local economy and out of love for Japan and its traditions. Today, we have discussed how the onsen is much more than just a bath. It's a spiritual treatment for ailments, an important cultural ritual, and a huge part of the Japanese economy that is a source of income for countless citizens. We have seen how carbonate ions have been found to speed up healing, and how ancient Buddhist traditions shaped modern Japanese practices, and how the Hot Springs Plus model makes way for substantial growth in rural Japan. While we may not have thousands of ancient volcanic springs here in San Diego, we can adopt the onsen mindset, the idea that our physical wellness, our respect for communal spaces, and our community's economic health are all interlinked. Next time you step into a bath, remember that in Japan, the water represents a connection to 1,300 years of history and a vital flow capital that keeps a nation's culture alive. Thank you for listening to my speech.